With my dear friend Buzz the Bee from Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. You are going to want to keep a close eye on the weather today, am I right? And let me tell you, it's time now for your local weather report, brought to you by Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Let's buzz on over to the Main Street Media TV Weather Center.
Today in Nashville, a slight chance of rain showers between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. Then showers and thunderstorms between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Then a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Partly sunny, high near 85, with temperatures falling to around 80 in the afternoon.
Thank you for that update. Tune in each day on Mornings on Main Street for an up-to-date weather report brought to you by Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. All of their contact information is below. Have a great day.
Good morning, Stefanie.
Good morning. I get a hot tea.
Welcome to Mornings on Main Street. I'm your host, Stefanie Miller. Coming up today, we highlight the powerful season finale for the Nashville Ballet. We also have details on the third annual J.R. Knight Memorial Race happening in Clarksville this weekend. But first, let's get a check of our headlines. This man, Christian Morano Hernandez of Springfield, is charged with criminal homicide and the stabbing death of a co-worker at a construction site in Clarksville. The two workers were involved in an argument that escalated, resulting in the stabbing. Construction at Beach and Hendersonville's football stadiums are on schedule to be finished by the 2025 season opener. The reason for the new stadiums dates back to 2023, when Beach, Hendersonville, Portland, and White House's stadiums were condemned or cordoned off. This came after Beach's visitor bleachers collapsed in August. Construction on a second roundabout is set to start today in Clarksville. The new roundabout will be going in at the intersection of Rollo Lane and Dunlop Lane. The project is part of a broader effort to enhance traffic safety and improve long-term roadway efficiency in a fast-growing part of the county.
So Busy Bee is a very close-knit family. We fight just like every family does. We have arguments, but we always come out with a solution to the problems. We don't just fight about what we want, we fight about what customers need. We want to make sure that every customer we go to is more than satisfied. And that doesn't just start whenever we show up at their door, that starts when we show up every day at work. We want to make sure that we are serving our customers to the best of our ability.
Step into the Lionel retail store at Opry Mills, Nashville, and you'll be captivated by all the magic of the 123-year history of Lionel trains. Whether you're already a train enthusiast or just getting started, Lionel will energize your love for trains. NASCAR fan? Come check out your local Lionel station to learn all there is to know about model trains and die-cast NASCAR collectibles. Visit nashville.lionel.com or call 615-455-9399.
Welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. You know we love the Nashville Ballet, and they have a new production hitting the stage on May 2nd. And one of the pieces in this series is Erase the Night. And this is something that is incredibly special to artistic director and CEO Nick Mullikin here with the Nashville Ballet. This is a little bit of your past that's out there, which is an extremely vulnerable piece. My first question for you, well, first, thank you for sitting down with me.
Thanks for having me.
My first question is, after watching the dress rehearsal, after seeing the ballerinas perform this, what are you feeling?
I think, when you do a work that's personal to yourself, you want to share the right amount, but at the same time, you want to make sure that the piece feels universal and that there's an impact that can resonate across more than just myself. And so actually what I spend most of my time doing is looking at everyone else's faces. And so I'm feeling that the artists themselves have connected with the work, and they're telling a story in such a way that more people than just those who have been directly impacted by addiction or substance abuse are going to be able to see something from the work. And I'm really proud of the way that the artists have tackled that. And it stopped feeling like my story. It started to feel like their story as I've been watching it, which has been a lot of fun.
The story of mental health and addiction is a story that so many can relate to. Why did you feel like you wanted to take the time and put your story out there?
It started actually, well, when I went through my time of dealing with the addiction and then my sort of process of recovery, I was alone. I didn't have a resource. I didn't want to tell anybody. I was scared to tell people. I thought they would judge me. I thought they would think I was weak or unfit for a position that I was striving to get to. And so it came, to me in a funny way when I first admitted that I was an alcoholic. The nurse that I was sitting across from at the time said, "Well, you're not alone." And in that moment, I felt like all of the weight fell off of my shoulders. This burden I had been carrying that I was so scared of sharing with anybody, all of a sudden felt like nothing. And during the last couple of years, I've had the chance to share with others what I've been through very quietly at times when they're confiding in me. And I watched that same weight fall off their shoulders. And I recognize now that I'm in a position of huge privilege and I'm super lucky to be here. And so what better way to say that you can overcome something and you can get better and you can be successful than to share a little piece of myself, to be vulnerable, to face judgment again, if it means that somebody else doesn't have to experience what I experienced.
Can you go back and give us a little backstory on your history before this addiction and maybe what led up to that moment?
So, I've, my entire life, I've watched drinking happen. I grew up in Wisconsin. We just called it a normal day. It was one of those things where alcoholism has run in my family, and I've been a part of a family that has struggled with it from top to bottom. And so for me, the use of alcohol didn't like one day just get bad. It just kept happening and happening and happening and happening. So it got to a spot where all of a sudden I was out of control, where I couldn't wake up in the morning without having a drink in order to function. And when that started to happen, I realized that my life was slipping away from me. And, I have an ex-wife, an ex-fiance, multiple jobs that I lost. All of the things kind of happened and fell apart. I've been homeless. It's been a really challenging ride, and all of it kind of stemmed from the fact that it happened, that things spiraled out of control, and I needed to get help.
What was the enough? What was that point where you said enough is enough?
I was in my apartment in Silver Spring, Maryland. I was living with my ex-fiance. We were still living together because I couldn't afford to move out. And I was having massive panic attacks and shaking uncontrollably after not being able to eat food regularly. I had a massive stomach cramp. And I knew after 3 bouts of trying to quit that if I quit without help, I was going to go through another series of delirium tremens and would find myself hallucinating. I would hear voices. And so I knew I needed to get professional medical help. And finally, I just turned to her when we were in an apartment. I said, "I need help." And so she took me to the hospital. I didn't really plan on saying anything at that time. But when she took me there and the nurse looked at me, she said, "Is there anything else you have to tell me?" And that's when I told the story. She got me into help. I spent 5 days in a clinic that helped me to get properly detoxed. And then from there, did outpatient treatment for 25 days before I moved to Nashville.
25 days before you moved here?
Yeah. So I've been sober for about 10 years, and I'm right at 10 years here in Nashville.
Looking back, what a 10-year period.
Yeah.
How proud are you of you?
I think every day that I wake up that I have the opportunity to get to do what I love, get to be a part of this organization and get to be a part of this community, I just count how lucky I am. I don't know how much pride I have in it. I think it's just feeling very fortunate to be here because it could have easily gone the other way.
It is extremely powerful. You're a leading ballerina that, I guess, portrays you.
Well,
or a bit of you.
Portrays a character that has similarities to my story.
Why her and why female ballerina for that role?
Well, the two women I selected to be the character for this are incredible artists. They have the ability to bring something special to the role, something that I think makes it come to life. I wanted to go with a woman in this particular instance because I felt the two women fit this particular role that we have in the company now. But the character's name is Sam, which is purposely androgynous, so that people have the recognition that it doesn't have to be male or female. This isn't something that affects just one gender or the other or any genders. It really is just something that affects all of us. And I wanted to make it as universal as possible. And I also felt, because of the personal connection to the story, that selecting a male to portray this could easily be seen as, this is what's happened to Nick, this is what's going on with Nick, this is about Nick. And it's not about me. In fact, it's the exact opposite. It's about everything that a community goes through and what an individual goes through and how that ripples out.
Oh, you hit on just so many.
I really hope you get the redemption at the end.
And yes, and that too. And that was such a beautiful part. What do you want people to walk away after they see this? They're there in the audience. What do you want them to walk away with?
I really do hope that they sit there and, you know, it's going to be in downtown Nashville. When you take a walk down downtown Nashville and you walk up 4th or 5th Avenue, you're going to look to your left, you're going to look to your right, and you're going to see a person who's struggling. It happens. And so instead of sitting there with judgment of character, wondering where they failed, or wondering how it is that life gets to that spot, maybe, just maybe there's a sense of empathy. Maybe there's a sense of we as a community need to do better. And if one person can walk out of the theater feeling that way, then that's the win. The bigger win would be if everybody felt that way, and then as a community we sort of went, how do we solve this? And start asking some of these very difficult questions that plague our community.
Erase the Night is just one part of a series. What
Yes.
is the full series?
Full series is called Attitude. It used to live in February for us. It's something that we bring back every year. What we're really excited about with the Attitude series is that it is a group of works that I think challenge our audiences to understand what they believe the language of ballet is. And so we have a wonderful piece from Jennifer Archibald. It's her third work with Nashville Ballet. It really focuses on 5 strong men in the cast. And so you get to watch how each one of them talk about or show through their dancing how they deal with what it means to be a man today. And I think it's a really powerful piece in that so many stereotypes exist, so many different thought processes about what it takes to be a man are there. And Jennifer, I think, has powerful movement, but exposes vulnerabilities that lie underneath the surface. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful work that also is really, really cool. The second piece is from Penny Saunders. It's called Sur la Fille, and Penny's work has a slickness, a coolness to it. It's got a little bit of sexiness to it. The way that the dancers move inside of it, you don't have a story necessarily, but you start to concoct one just because of the way that they're interacting with themselves. It's very Smooth Criminal, like you would imagine with Michael Jackson. That's May 2nd through the 4th at TPAC.
Okay. 2nd through the 4th, we get a ticket. We get to see all 3 pieces.
All 3 pieces, and for Race the Night, you'll get a live music element with 9-piece orchestra down in the pit, along with Courtney Marie Andrews singing live on stage.
Oh, how incredible. What's up after this series?
After this series, we get to take a little bit of a break. And then on May 4th, maybe May 5th, we're going to announce our full season, so stay tuned for that.
Nick Mullikin, thank you so very much. Artistic Director and CEO for the Nashville Ballet. We always appreciate your time.
Thanks so much for having me.
You're very welcome.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
You're seeing the signs too, right?
What signs?
Remembering a son, brother, dad, friend, That is what the third annual J.R. Knight Memorial Race is all about. Joining us is his sister, who has organized this for the third year. We have Barbie Holder. Barbie, first, thanks, my friend, for being here.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So this is the third year.
This is the third one. We did something small the year he passed away, but we didn't count that as the first because it was just a couple of weeks after he passed. So it was just kind of like thrown together. So this is the third actual full-on event for him.
And it is happening at the Clarksville Speedway.
Yes.
Why hold this? Why an event like this?
Anybody who knew my brother, which our family, my dad started racing in 1979.
Oh, wow.
So my brother and I grew up at the racetrack, and nobody eat, sleep, breathe racing like my brother did. He was that guy that would drop his car off and go pick your car up so you could race. And so he just loved it. And he was very well known out there. Obviously our family will never forget him. And honestly, he has a lot of friends that won't either, but this is a way for us to do something. And at the time he passed, his son was just shy of, I got this wrong last year, just shy of 3 years old.
Okay.
It was right before his third birthday. So he doesn't have a whole lot of memories himself. You know, he knows who his dad is, obviously, but he doesn't have a lot of memories himself. And this is a way that he gets to come out to the track and live what his dad lived and see all the love for his dad. So it creates memories for him. So, you know, that alone makes it worth it.
For my time in getting to know Barbie, I know you're close with your nephew.
Yes.
What is that evening? What does that do for him? Or what in the past 3 years has he learned, I guess, about his dad that he didn't know?
So much. The first year, I don't think he truly understood. He was still really young. He didn't even make it to the end of the night the first year. He ended up going home early. Last year, though, the star of the show, thumbs up on the track with the winner after the race. He goes on the track and presents the trophy and the check to the winner at the end of the night. He presents all the award money. He also carries the flag during the national anthem. Our sister sings the national anthem. And Blake rides on the back of a race car around the track carrying the flag during the national anthem. So he gets to do that at the beginning of the night. So, he's really the star of the show all night long. So, and, everybody knows him as JR's son. He's my brother's mini-me.
Yeah. Now, how much are tickets?
To get in the stands, it's $25. To get in the pits, because you obviously can go into the back where the cars are if you'd like. I believe it's $50, but you can check out the Clarksville Speedway website too and have it on there. But I believe it's $25 for the stands and $50 for the pits. We do kids giveaways, which, generally they don't have something special set up for the kids. We have a table set up at the entrance. Okay. We do 200 goodie bags, so like party bags. So every kid that comes in can stop at the table and get a goodie bag. That's and sweet. Then in intermission, we'll do giveaways. We've got 5 bikes, 2 scooters, $150 in gift cards that will give away big items at intermission.
That's incredible. What a fun night. For people asking or wondering, okay, so where does this money go? When I pay to get in, where does that go?
Well, the money to get in all goes to the track. And of course, that goes to pay for, just insurance, lights, and the payout for the field. Okay. But we sell shirts. This year we have only 2 colors, but they will look like this. We have a black and a red. Here we go. And then on the back, they list our sponsors. They'll have the prior year winners. We do sell these. We have a table set up next to the concession stand selling these. The shirts are $25 a piece. We have them ranging from a size 2T for kids all the way up to a 4X adult. The shirts are $25, and this year we added hats. So we have hats as well. The hats are $20. Everything that's made off the shirts and hats goes back to my nephew. If I can,
yes,
our sponsors.
Oh, yes, go right ahead.
And Ballet Construction, Ritter's Tax and Accounting Services, Bill Mays Homes, Michelle's Getaway 2, All American Cleaning and Restoration, H. Blackwell Construction, Trotter Construction, Ham's Lawn Care, Zach Harris Racing, Stars Dance Studio, Synergy Construction, Rogers Lawn and Landscaping, Cindy Stewart Jones, Pal's Home Repair, Wilson Printworks, Frank Car Racing, Rita Knight with Crowlike Realtors, obviously Clarksville Speedway, Bubba Black. He helped out a lot with the kids' goodie bags this year. Bubba's About Broke podcast is a podcast that you can watch on Facebook, and we will be on there Monday night doing a show on it. And then Josh James Artwork, he always helps with like our flyers, and he's generally at the race and taking pictures for us. So,
what time does it kick off?
The gates actually open at 4, but hot laps and like on-track activity won't start till 6, and actual racing usually starts about 7:30, but you can get in as early as 4.
Barbie, thank you so much. And we hope it is a great success. I can't wait to hear how it goes after the fact. Thank you for being here and sharing it with us here at Mornings on Main Street.
Thank you so much for having us, and we hope we see you all there.